Working? Why is the bit rate so high? I don't know. It's just whatever. This shit. I wrote that song. I made that shit. Yeah. And then I just took all those videos and put them together. Welcome to another episode of DTV, episode 26. Michael Sussmann has been acquitted by a DC court in that Durham Probe. Woo! Yeah, that's the big news. That's the big news for today, folks. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're available so that we can talk about this bullshit. But, you know, I gotta say that I've already was pretty clear on this whole thing that I was not expecting there to be. This is not a surprise to me. That's what I'm saying, is that this isn't a surprise. I was saying a couple of days ago that this dude's probably gonna get off because of various different reasons, and, well, wouldn't you know it, Michael Sussmann got off. Wow! Well, I guess, you know, maybe he will be murdered by Hillary Clinton's gang this time? I don't know. Is there a Hillary Clinton gang? Jesus. So, that's the big focus of today's episode. And, you know, we have to, you know, just get it out there for you guys so that you guys got to remember that he's a Democrat. Remember, he's a Democrat, so he's obviously going to be not guilty. And there was probably, you know, nothing weird was going on over there. I don't think that there was anything weird. The jury guys and everything, I think it was just 100% above board. What do you think? That's a meme from Grand Old Memes right there, but this is what I figured, you know, we would start off the day with, because people are already saying things, right? Sussmann trial. Judge's wife is Lisa Page's lawyer. One of the jurors' kids is the Sussmann's kid's rowing teammate. Multiple jurors were Hillary's supporters / donors. There was never going to be a conviction. And I mean, maybe John Cardillo's right. Maybe he's just saying that there's a bunch of shady stuff going on over in DC, and it wasn't the right venue to put it forward. But even then, he was only accused of one thing, and that was lying to the FBI, and he was acquitted of lying to the FBI. So, you know, he might have gone to court for it, and, you know, shit might have happened, but that's like the whole thing with Donald Trump. You know, Donald Trump got impeached, but then he was acquitted. So he's like Michael Sussmann in a lot of the ways. So it'll be interesting to see how they roll forward on all of that. You know, maybe John Cardillo should have been all like, oh, by the way, it's also DC and it's super corrupt. So, you know, they're probably never going to get a conviction out of it. But it's still something that we have to show you. We got to pull it up. We got to pull it out. And as well, we have to show you the statement from Michael Sussmann himself. He says he told the truth to the FBI. I told the truth. I told the truth, he says.
Thanks.
Here he is.
Good
Bet you didn't know what he looked like.
I have a few thoughts to share now that the trial has ended.
Few thoughts.
I told the truth to the FBI, and the jury clearly recognized that with their unanimous verdict today.
Unanimous verdict.
I'm grateful to the members of the jury for their careful and thoughtful service.
Careful,
Despite
thoughtful
being
service.
Falsely accused, I'm
Falsely
relieved that
accused.
justice ultimately prevailed in my case. As you can imagine, this has been a difficult year for my family and me.
It's been a difficult
Right
year.
now, we are just
With
grateful
all of
for
our
the
Russia
love and support of
disinformation.
so many during this ordeal, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the work that I love. Finally, I want to thank my legal team at Latham & Watkins, Sean Berkowitz, Michael Bosworth, Natalie Rayo, and Catherine Yao. They're the finest lawyers, and they work tirelessly on my case. Thank you.
Mr. Sussman, what's next for you?
They're the finest lawyers. That's Michael Sussmann right there. That was his statement that he's just happy that he's out of Dodge. He's like, yeah, I didn't get convicted of lying to the FBI, even though I lied to the FBI. Now I can run around and say, I didn't lie to the FBI. Well, I don't know. Kind of all the information that came out from that trial seemed to be pretty damning in a lot of different ways. So you might have gotten off the hook, but I'm pretty sure you're probably still going to end up going down in some way, shape, or form. And then, as always, we got to go look at the other video of John Durham leaving the probe after the verdict. This is John Durham and his boys right
Any
here.
other reaction besides your paper statement, sir?
There he is
So
right
do you-
there.
Concerned this could cause issues for future cases out of your probe.
Do you have any plans for Rodney Jaffe after what's come out in this trial, sir? Do you feel that the Donchenko case will go differently, given the fact that it's going to be out of Virginia?
He's not
Mr. Durham,
saying
do you still
shit.
believe that Michael Sussman lied to the FBI?
He lied, but he was found not guilty.
Mr. Durham, any reaction to the verdict at all? I know you sent out a paper statement.
He's not saying shit. He's just getting in the van and leaving, tail tucked between his legs. He was like, fuck y'all. Total enigma. So yeah, big difference, Michael Sussman's out there celebrating. He's super happy. And then, you got John Durham getting into the transit van, very quiet, not saying a damn word. I guess he did put out a statement. I'm pretty sure I have it in here somewhere. At least I hope I do still. So there's a huge difference in between what's happening on one side, what's happening on the other side. But it does seem that Durham doesn't look too happy about the outcome. And honestly, it's not a good look for him because basically, I don't know. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Durham just wasted 9 months of valuable resources on a minor charge instead of using that time to go after bigger fish. And now there will be a massive media Democrat DOJ pressure to shut him down. Total unmitigated disaster. Yeah, I don't think that anybody could have put it any better than the way that Hans Manshank, I don't know if I said that right, Manhink, there's no fucking vowel in between the H and the N or the C or the K, so what the fuck, how are you supposed to say that? Sorry. So, what do we really gotta say? I think it has been a total and 100% unmitigated disaster. Like, wasn't Durham supposed to be the big one? Everybody's been talking about the Durham Probe, and then ain't shit has happened. And then they went after this dude for a very, very small charge and got some very interesting information that, to some people might seem like it's going to go somewhere. But, I mean, aren't they just going to be pushing to shut him down now because they don't want to waste money like they were wasting money on that other probe for the whole Russia hoax conspiracy thing? I mean, everybody knows that now, specifically, the media is going to be controlling the narrative on this, and this is another good win for, I guess, the Biden administration and his boys, because this is exactly what they were looking for. Exactly what they're looking for. And on top of that, it opens it up for Hillary Clinton to go and run again. That means that, hey, they haven't lost their biggest ace in the hole yet, right? Hillary Clinton. And if Biden isn't going to make it, now it seems like there's going to be an even more bigger chance for her to jump back into the situation. And I mean, this is Hillary Clinton's lawyer is being acquitted of lying to the FBI about him being involved, and it's like, well, he didn't technically lie. They just didn't ask him, so he didn't, provide the information or whatever. So, he's not guilty. He's not guilty, okay? That's probably like the kind of logic that the Democrats in that courtroom were using when they were on the jury to figure this whole situation out, because they too probably do see that, well, this is really bad for us politically. On top of it, in other ways, so we gotta let this guy go away. If not, we're never gonna get that President Hillary Clinton that we also want. We want to be able to eat babies. Don't you want to be able to eat babies? We need a Clinton presidency, right? Second Clinton presidency. A woman Clinton presidency. So, we all know Hillary is Sussmann, but now we know that Michael Sussmann is basically out of the woods on this entire thing, and it's one of 2 indictments in a 3-year inquiry into the origins of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's probe. And basically, they haven't really done too much with that. They got the Danchenko thing coming up, so maybe something's going to happen with that because it's in a different area, and maybe they could get a better, more partial jury. Maybe. I don't know. But now we're seeing them basically say, our legal system is corrupt, our judges and justices are highly partisan, compromise are just plain scarce, our borders are open, our elections are rigged, inflation is rampant, gas prices and food costs are going through the roof, our military leadership is woke, our country is going to hell, and Michael Sussmann is not guilty. And that's what Donald Trump says about this whole situation. He's mad, obviously, because it's like, so he gets in there, they prove that it was Hillary Clinton's campaign making up the lies. The whole Russia hoax is fake, but they're not even going to go after Sussmann for lying. They're just going to acquit him. I mean, isn't that some fucking justice right there? That's some justice, man. So, I'm not mad at Trump for being mad about this situation because it's obviously a horribly corrupt situation. Like, he was just being disingenuous, so he didn't lie. Oh, okay. Thanks a lot, Michael Sussmann. But at the top of the thing is that they were literally trying to insurrect with fake information that they created about some involvement with Russia and a sitting president of the United States. Like, they should be in jail for insurrection and shit. But apparently not. That's not what we do to the Democrats around here, So it is what it is. And when you look at all the different news articles that are being written out, like Daily Beast fake news. Oh yeah, he got acquitted. He was acquitted. That's all anybody's talking about now. So the media is using it quite literally to force themselves right back forward. And I mean, we got MSNBC News. You can see the headlines are basically all the same. Ex-Clinton campaign lawyer Sussmann not guilty in the Trump-Russia trial. And this is the New York Post, so everybody's following along on the same bandwagon because now people are starting to see that, one male juror leaving the courthouse would only say the elements weren't met, and when asked about the verdict by the Pokes, the jury was kept anonymous. Oh. Yeah. The elements weren't met. Sorry, the elements of the case weren't met, so we had to vote not guilty. Do we even see, they're just trying to make the justice system not work anymore? Because clearly the justice system doesn't work anymore. Obviously, it hasn't been working for a long time. It doesn't work against this guy, and it doesn't matter if you have some kind of special counsel that's supposed to come in and fix everything. If you don't have the right venue, if you're not in the right space, or if you're not going after the right charge, you're never going to fucking win in the first place. And even more so is guys like Kyle Becker are basically like Durham's defeated. And, I mean, what are they going to do? Hillary Clinton's just laughing her ass all the way to the bank because they're literally getting away with doing this shit. So, how many of those people like Louise Mensch are going to be out there cackling and saying, see, I told you that the Russia hoax story was fake, but real, but fake. You know, it's an amazing situation for all of us to be considering what has happened in the last 3 years. You know, a lot of us have expected a lot more from this, but after year one, I was pretty much like, cool, nothing's gonna happen. Great, thanks for letting us know and shit. So, how do we go along with this? Because it was just a couple of days ago that they were talking about deliberations. They were only in trial for about 2 weeks, and those deliberations didn't take very long. And why didn't they take long? Because specifically they said that the requirements weren't met, and that's why they ended up having to do it. You know, so if this trial sank, if this trial went down, Patricia Listen asks, are they going to cover the next one now? Maybe, possibly, probably not. Though, they don't want to give any credence to anything that's out here because, sure, it's been proven by beyond a shadow of a doubt that, in fact, the Russia collusion hoax was, in fact, a hoax, but at least now we're just nitpicking on if somebody lied or not, and basically we're saying that they didn't lie, but they may have been a little disingenuous, which is fine, but where does this go next? We only have one other indictment for Danchenko. Is there going to use any of the testimony or any of the information that was learned from within the trial about how they're going to move forward? Probably not. Probably not. I don't expect it. I expect them to be getting rid of him. And I mean, look at Michael Sussman's Wikipedia page right here. In September 2021, Sussmann was indicted for lying to the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation by a grand jury impaneled by special counsel John Durham's investigation into the origins of the FBI Russia probe into possible links between Russian officials and associates of the president campaign or candidate Donald Trump. Sussman pled not guilty to the charge, and his trial began in May of 2022. He was acquitted after a 2-week trial. Boom. That's it. Boom. And what do we know else about his whole thing? He's a partner for Perkins Coie. He's a special assistant to the United States Department of Criminal Justice Division. He was a senior counsel for the United States Department of Criminal Justice Division, and he was a associate at Prosecutor Rose. Oh, wait a minute. So this guy was actually a government lawyer. You guys remember that? Do you really think that the government lawyers and the government judges are going to send one of their own people down? No, they were just using him as an example in this whole entire situation. And then even more so in response to the Russian cyber attacks on the DNC. Yeah, Russian cyber attacks? Did you guys have any proof that there was a Russian cyber attacks? Amy Dancy informed Sussman of the data breach. Sussman then contacted Sean Henry, president of CrowdStrike Services. CrowdStrike discovered that 2 Russian hacker groups running independently of each other had penetrated DNC networks, stolen information, including opposition research on Trump. The other data security groups and U.S. intelligence officials confirmed the findings. Are those like the same U.S. intelligence officials that were confirming that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation and only to be reviewed as being not Russian disinformation? Or did you remember that Michael Sussmann was actually the guy that was involved with the whole security breach that originally started the whole Russia thing in the first place, and he was the one that got directly connected to the president of CrowdStrike Services and got that whole situation with the DNC underway? So it would have been really easy for them to basically say, yeah, just say Russia did it. Yeah, just say Russia did it. Even though the prevailing theory was that it was another individual, but then we learned later on through investigation on the channel that we had before this one that not only were 2 FBI assets, Ellen Ratner and Cy Hirsch, were the ones that actually were pushing forward the conspiracy theory. And what else can we really say about it? FBI seems to be all up in it. It's like really weird and incestuous. And I guess the whole hoax thing is where we're going to have to go with it. You got to think that the people in charge aren't going to be going after their friends. They're going to be going after someone else. So, as you know, what can we really say? Well, we really can't say anything other than, damn, it just seems that people are going to be enjoying their day for the rest of the day, but is that pretty much it for us? Hillary Clinton got away with it again, and in this particular situation, it seems even stranger to me. Yeah? Trust Sessions, guys. 2 weeks to stop the spread, guys. Well, overall, I guess this verdict just opens us up to definitely seeing Hillary Clinton running in the 2024 election. Don't you see that? Don't you guys see that coming up? Do you think that she's going to get 81 million votes like Joe Biden did? I don't know. But what I do know is that it's a kind of a sad situation that we're all kind of working with this particular situation, but we have to accept the verdict, and I guess that's what we're going to have to do. But at least we can be happy that we learned a lot about what was going down over there. And we can also be angry with Durham because Durham only went after him for that whole lying thing. And doing so, he seems to have gotten a lot of juicy information on who actually did what, when, where, and why. But it's been years, guys. Do you really think that Hillary Clinton's ever going to end up in prison? No. Come on. Get that QAnon shit out of here. So, with that, that's pretty much it for today. Michael Sussmann and Hillary Clinton, 1. All the rest of us, 0. So if you enjoy what we do here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll definitely see you again on the next one. It's a sad situation, guys. I didn't think it was going to go down like this, but it's literally going down like this. So I guess we need to start a poll. How much longer is Michael Sussmann going to stay alive? And shit, you know, is there going to be any weird Hillary Clinton or Clinton side or Arkansas shit going on? I don't know. But we'll probably find out within the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm going to say it. It's going to be 2 weeks from now. Just watch. You just watch. And as always, much love. Be excellent to each other. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now. Go away. Go away, Michael Sussmann. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.